All right, guys, what you see is the orchard's water containment and self-watering system that we've just put in. So we bought this brand new tote, and the only paint that I had, you have to paint it. We have the clear tote from before, and so much algae got in there that it was absolutely disgusting and unusable. So you absolutely have to paint it. Well, you know, we're not trying to spend a bunch of money on this. So we bought the tote. It was expensive enough. We bought it brand new, but they had a pretty good deal on it. Anyway, to make a long story short, the only paint I had was the paint I had used to paint my duck boat. So it's not really camouflage, but it's god-awful ugly. Look at this thing. But you know what? Doesn't matter. It's painted. That's good. Okay, so then I built just a simple frame around it, right? Concrete, quickcrete, post 4x4s. You know, put obviously a frame around it. We had this extra from the greenhouse, this extra roofing. So it seemed to have worked out pretty good. I don't know what this channel is, but I just said, oh, I'll just cut it and tie it in and then use it as a gutter. And it seems to work great. I mean, it's not real deep. It's probably like an inch or so deep, but this isn't that big of a piece of, you know, of roofing either. So I think it'll keep up. Then I used the hole cutter that I had used for the regular gutters, but couldn't find anything that wasn't oval for the gutters. So I decided to go improvise again. So I used this rubber hosing. It'll work perfect. The nice thing about the rubber hosing, it has a lip on it, so it just goes up around the hole there. The other part that you see that looks kind of shiny, that's that clear Flex Seal stuff, just to make sure it's sealed. So then I just cut that other piece off. That becomes the lip, and then this, of course, is one elbow. And so then couldn't find anything. I was going to use like a 1.5 inch PVC or whatever to just go straight back so it wouldn't drape or anything, but couldn't find any. So I bought this. It's a little oval, but it'll be fine once it gets in there. And then I'll glue this into here, and then I'll just, you know, obviously tighten it down with a clamp. And then I have just another 90 that this will go into, and then it'll just slip right down in there. Look at that, just slips down in there looking chicken, like that. Okay, guys, just to square the circle here. So how this is attached, just like you saw, this comes down. This pipe is actually just inserted into here. You can kind of see where it bulges down, so the water will just naturally flow. You can see that there's about 1/4 inch drop to the 90. The 90 is now pushed down as far as it'll go inside of there. So again, you can kind of see, hopefully, this is level, so you can kind of see the drop. So that should be enough, just with a little strap right there to hold it up. Bingo, rain catchment. All right, good to go. Let's roll on to the next thing, which is now doing the piping or plumbing for this, and then using this red PEX down, boom, split. Okay, here we go.
Now that's gonna go this way.
You see how it sits in there?
Yep.
Once you get it started, then it'll smooth. It'll make sense. Just kind of get it so there's a little bit of tension on it, and then you'll feel. You see how it is now?
Yep.
Yeah. Now there you go. All the way open. There you go. Wait till you hear it click. Yeah. It's like resetting the trigger on the Glock.
Oh, right.
Okay, that should be good.
The little blue light came on.
Oh, that's it. That's where it says you're done. Okay, this isn't exactly right. This unit actually should be pointing down so that the inlet is at the top and the outlet is at the bottom. But they said that's so that the water cannot seep into the unit by accident. So I've turned it this way in order just to let the water run through. And if it does seep in, it'll come down like this instead of up into the unit. I did the same thing over on this side. All I want to do is test it at this point. I will find another attachment to this bib. So the bib goes from a PEX, 3/4 inch PEX here, but unfortunately that is a female and I need a male, so I had to have a insert there, 3/4 inch obviously. And what I'll find is a right angle one. And then that will turn this unit like it should be. But just for testing purposes, this should work. We got a whole bunch of things going on. I've taken about a dozen bucket loads from the tractor, from the pond area down to Elle at the she shed in the garden area to level that ground out in front of the she shed, because we put down all the cardboard and the wheat cloth and that sort of thing along the whole back area. That's the biggest area, but we do have a little permaculture front portion of it, and so we didn't get to that last time. So she is currently just moving all of that topsoil around so that we can then put down the cloth. And now you can see, of course, there are many other things going on. This is the area that Elle wants to have like perennials over here. Maybe down, I'm not sure exactly how much of this, but this is sort of the area that she wants to sort of plant and leave. And then have all this area and all up on the other side of the path there to be the ones that she's going to, annuals that she's going to be tending to every day. Right now, this is tighter, you can see. We're talking about planting through this, has cardboard underneath it. This, she right now is talking about pulling back up after she kills all the grass. But I don't know what's the best for that. We'll have to look on YouTube for some of your ideas. You can see her horseradish and all that tall stuff. His asparagus ready to get planted. That quite yellow is peppers. That big bushy bush is cherry tomatoes. So you can just see kind of what's going on. Good thing we got extras of those, right?
Huh?
Good thing we got extras of those.
Yeah.
They do seem to get bent up. They seem pretty nice, pretty good, but they do get quite bent up in the process. This is where we put the soil down, so it should go in pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they
You're in deeper soil
stick.
now. They will.
Too long.
All right, everybody. So just to wrap up, what we got done over this last week was to do a lot better as far as leveling this area out and putting down weed cloth, at least temporarily, in order to just suppress the grass and weeds. Elle installed this one long bed. You can see it's quite long actually. And then I brought down more soil and then manure and that sort of thing for on top of that. This goes up. There's her small standing bed that's already in its permanent position. These are just those plants that she had brought from Virginia. Things are still cluttered a little bit, but they'll clean up fast. And there's the second bed, same thing, prepared the same way. Looks pretty good, huh? Fence is coming along. It's just too hot to work on it, so we're going to work on that like in February. Just finish it up. You can see that we've got most of it done, but this section here and then one post there, and then putting up the fencing itself. And then of course the two gates. And this path, of course, I think you'll recall that path is going to go down, wrap around the she shed and out the other gate. That path will be comprised of red cedar chips. And then the compost, as it sits, it's in pretty fair shape. Last minute, I'll just put some grass that she had cut and just kind of tossed it up on top in order to just let it dry out before the next time, and then we'll turn it in. A friend, Joanne, gave us these 3 Stihl composting bins, so we're going to use those for sort of experimental, like different techniques that Elle wants to try. And then this is a compost bin that we had in Virginia. It's the plastic tub that you can just, it rolls on this stand. You guys have seen them. Anyway, it's very convenient. It has good compost in it because she's been composting for about a year in that. And so that's what you're looking at. So I'll just turn you around. That's how she looks today, September 4th, 2022. So come back and see us. We've got obviously lots of things going on with the orchard, with the market garden here. As soon as it cools down, we'll get back to the fencing, both this fencing as well as the Hotwire fencing. Get all that squared away. I've busted this line because it was so steep going up the hill. The pickup truck just slid down through it, so that's a work in progress. Come back and see us. Hit subscribe, like, or make a comment. Appreciate it, guys. All right.